Hi guys, this is Max. Welcome to my channel. We are here with Alejandra. Today we're gonna work on her body. We're gonna make her relax. She's really tense because she has a stressful job. She's a tattoo model and diseñadora de modas. Entonces we're gonna start with her body. We're gonna start see her walking and try from there to figure it out all the different ramifications that the fascia can have from the feet all the way into the neck. Let's get started. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we have an interesting video because we're gonna work on this model. We're gonna look at the way she walks and the way she connects with the floor and try to see if there is some imbalance, some compensation pattern in her leg. So when we watch her leg, what we can see is that the two knees kind of touch each other before the foot does. So we can say that she has a little valgus in the knee, and that can cause a lot of tension in the hips. And if you see, maybe the left leg is a little more. The left foot is a little more pronated. Even from this angle it's not possible, but after, when we watch from the back, we can have a better vision, a better sight of the Achilles tendon and how he is pronated. Here we see her walking again. She has a really feminine walk, and that can create sometimes tension in the iliopsoas because of the little walk she does. She walks like she has a tight skirt. Sorry. So now we're gonna look at her from the side to see. Actually, the posture is not bad. She's a little. The weight is a little in the front, so you can see an anterior pelvic tilt, but the ear to shoulder to the shoulder, it's really well connected and well balanced. The neck is really sustained, a beautiful trunk. And here you can see on the back, she has a upward scapula. That can create a lot of tension in the neck on the left side. Sometimes the upper scapula is connected with upper shoulder and a rotation on the right. So here again, let's go check the foot. As you can see, it seems like the left Achilles tendon it's more pronated. It's just like go inside, and that can create tension all the way up into the hips, into the glute medius. But now we go some test to see if she has some kind of dysfunction in the sacroiliac joint. And then the stork test. All these tests are not, they just give you an idea of what's going on with her body. See, this the thumb test is working fine on the left side. On the right side, it doesn't go down. What does it mean it doesn't go down? It seems like it's something that is move the thumb up. Look at that. So move the thumb up. So it's something that is stuck in there. What can it be? It can be a muscle. Can be just the sacral. Can be the sacroiliac joint. Can be a lot of things. So we just try to figure it out what it is. And here I'm going to ask her to rotate. She seems to rotate better on the right. Sorry, to rotate better on the left. When she rotates on the right, she almost have to bend a little bit to rotate. And that's probably because she has some tension in the left. So even when she go left, you can see that she's going down better on the left, but if she tilt to the right, she still have some tension in there. She even confirmed that she feel a tension all on the left. Again, we're gonna check now for the spine to see if there is some kind of imbalance in the hips and in the spine, the lumbar spine. And I detect something on the right. It's like the need of the right sacral to be pushed forward. Here I'm checking to see if the balance. So if you see when you do this test, you will find some restriction in one side or on the other, and I was feeling that on the right side there was like a difficulty in going down, so the spring wasn't that easy. And then we can see the left leg is kind of shorter. See, the left is shorter. It can, as I said, that can be just a psoas that is kind of tight on that side. Can be a glute that is tight, a QL, for example, that is tight. And we're trying to liberate a little bit the leg, just pulling. I'm not gonna speak with all the video because it's a long video. But I'm just gonna go to the main focal point and trying to explain what I'm doing, the reasoning behind it. Now we are stretching the glutes before the manipulation. Here the preparation for the manipulation. You're gonna move the leg a little bit so you have a more the axial momentum is more on the sacrum, because that's where we're gonna have our manipulation happening when we do the rotation. And then we move the client on the side, and here I'm gonna drop It was a really easy manipulation. It was almost just a position, was like creating the movement we need to correct the shorter leg. Now the legs are on the same side. And now we're gonna work a little bit on the fascia. On the fascia, generally on the side that is tensor, is so the right side is probably tensor, and we will we can even manipulate the ankle, and I'll let you enjoy the video for the working that I'm gonna do on the foot and on the leg, and we're gonna see each other on when I start working the glutes.
Poquito.
So that was some obvious work on the quadriceps and on the lower limbs. Now we are trying to stretch a little bit the piriformis, at the same time the iliopsoas. And now in this position, why not working on the hamstring too, especially on external hamstring, so on the biceps femoris, that it can be really tight for the same reason we said before of the valgus knee. So sometimes the hamstring can be tight, and you can even do some active release technique, so when you go really specific on the point and open up, and we're not really breaking fiber, but we try to reorganize the fluid in the body. And then we are on the adductor, some adductor work, kind of like this position. So I'm working on adductor. It's not really visible what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm working on that adductus longus, adductor magnus. And then here together you can grab the adductor and the external hamstring, and some more stretching. We always want to be aware of what's going on into the facet, so this help a little bit to release all this little rotator and the extensor of the spine. So you just give a little movement with the leg. We see that every time we did a movement with the leg, the influence on from the lower limb on the spine, it's really big. It's really vast what we can do just moving the limbs. And here some good mobilization of the hips. You can do that, like changing, rotating. That feels really good. It's a really good feeling when somebody move your leg in this way. And then you can even stretch the lower back and the upper back in this way. Really comfortable and gentle. You want to release the leg on a table after that. The word is gentle. You need to be gentle when you treat your client. No like jerk move or stuff like that. And then we got some more work on the adductor and on the other leg. So what you're doing is like creating an abduction, while in the same time you slide on top of the adductor. You want to grab that adductor magnus and feel it in your hand. Then some stretch on the other side. Stretching of the psoas. feel all these movements are really helpful to release the hips. Sometimes if the pain is in the back, the problem is in the front, and vice versa. So we need to really have a different vision of what's going on. It can be just local on the joint. It has to be more about the movement and what's going on in a different part of the fascia. And here you can even stretch the piriformis while in the same time give a good stretch on the lower back and even the neck. Some more mobilization, some more stretching. And here again, just to compensate. Stretching on the piriformis. But I got to say, except for the left upper back, she was pretty fine in the tension. She has a lot of tension on the left shoulder. That's why we're trying to release with this technique. So what we're doing, you can't see my hand, but my hand are like pointed up, so that I'm working on the scapular-humeral joint while I'm pushing with the other hands, and I'm pressing on the muscle. Then I'm stretching all the latissimus. And the shoulder. This is a nice shoulder work. Allow you to really work in extension, in flexion, and then you can move to the other side and do the same work on the other side. Here again. So I'm grabbing the scapula, kind of to create this wavy movement, a wavy movement that allows the client to relax into like he's on a boat, or it's a rhythm that is supposed to be gentle, not too strong. But when you go on the muscle, you want to really point, and you want that your finger go on top of that rhomboid that can be stuck on that middle trapezius, and pushing from the top on the shoulder and into the medial trapezius. And now we have some work on the diaphragm. I use this to relax my client, but we need to be aware that the diaphragm is one of the most important muscle to allow the hips, to allow the breathing to work. So if our diaphragm is tight, most of the time even our back is tight. So you want to stretch it, use the breathing of your client to stretch, to move up the diaphragm. And I feel the diaphragm, the iliopsoas, and the glutes are probably the most important muscle to work, to release the tension all around the body. So you start from what is called zone 1, and you go all the way up into the neck, into the lower limbs. So always work the diaphragm. It works really fine, especially because the client is going to start relaxing, and with the relaxation comes the release of certain muscle, sometimes, not all the time. Here some pressure on the anterior deltoids. And then you can move your work up into the C1, C2, and into the skull. I wanted to add some technique to really stretch in the front and create a stretching of the glenohumeral joint in the front, and let the neck really relax and the body really relax into this wavy Thai massage technique. And from there we're gonna work into the neck again, and let you enjoy without my voice the work on the neck, and we're gonna see each other again, or you will hear my voice again when we work into the sideline position.
Tensión.
¿Mucho dolor? No.
Tensión.
Del hombro adelante.
Como en la espalda.
Presione mi piatto un pochino. E ora al posto vamos para el otro. Stiramento. Ora basta adelante e all'izquierda, flessionando l'izquierda, flessionando con la sì, adelante e vuelve. Y luego adelante a la izquierda para estirar este músculo aquí, ¿lo notas? Y luego ahí. Y luego e sigue da questo lato, sempre all'izquierda. We are now on the side. We're working on the glutes, so we are stretching the iliopsoas. So this manipulation, it's really helpful to open up all the front line, and you can add some abduction, some rotation, so that you really work all the capsule of the leg, so the femur into the acetabulum. You work that acetabular capsule, and you open up and try to extend. At the same time, you can work on a glute medius, or you can go really on top of the bone. Here again, some more rotation and some work on the front of the ligament of the quad. Here you can see how she was pretty tight there in the front, and that stretch for her, it's really, really helpful because it will release a lot of pain in the back. Here we go, some more work there, pressing into the hamstring, releasing the glute medius and the front of the attachment of the quad, of the rectus fem, and where the psoas attach. It can be pretty painful. You can see from the expression that she might enjoy some movement, but she might feel some tension in there. And here's some work on the psoas. The more you go down, the more you can feel the tension of the psoas in your finger. Here's some good release of the psoas. And then you can go on the QL. So this position is perfect for working the hips. And when you're in this position, you can even work on the abs, you can work on the obliques. Find all the muscle that you feel, where you feel restriction. You can even work on the back and the abs in the same time, and opening up the latissimus. Here we have a good stretch of the QL, of the lateral line. And then we move the client back into a comfortable position, stretching the trap, stretching the neck. and there you go into the trap again. But you can even work the SAM, sternocleidomastoideo, like with some work even in the front, and here with some you can add some good work on the rhomboid. You can put your finger and enter under the scapula and really try to open up, really try to make it breathe the fibers. But maybe we're just stuck, maybe we're just for a long time being in the same position with a lot of metabolite, and it just needs some wake up massage, something that make it alive again. And you can even sit and be comfortable. If you feel like you're getting too tired in that position, you can use the table and start working on the shoulder. I like this work on the shoulder. You can work in flexion. You can even go on the muscle of the rotator cuff. You can work on the capsule. Work on the front of the deltoids. On the infraspinatus. Then again you can stretch. Remember, sometimes imbalance of the shoulder can create a tension in the neck. That's why you feel all that pain up on the neck, because maybe your shoulder is not so balanced. The muscle are not so balanced, or is not so stable. And to stabilize the body is smart and start using the trapezius. And here's some more work on the neck, with the neck out of the table. It's really interesting how can you mobilize all the vertebra. In different position. So guys, I haven't said anything, but I have a Patreon. The Patreon is called Deep Tissue Lover. I'm gonna write down the name and the description. It's a video of massage in ASMR in bikini. So here we are working on the front of the shoulder, front of the neck, sorry. And it's really good to stretch the SCM, to stretch out the front of the neck. Sometimes it's really tight. To work even on SAM in a stretch position. Of course, the client have to trust you, so as to be able to release the neck. So this is even a test to see how the C2 and how the upper neck is reacting to rotation. And I'm gonna leave you now to make you enjoy the rest of the video. So guys, we are almost at the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. So if you want to see more about this model, you can follow her on my Patreon or in her Instagram. That is the information will be down in the description. And I hope you enjoy, and I see you soon. Subscribe. Bye. Stasera lo so, mi piace vedere ologrammas. Ok. So how did you go?
¿Listo?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo ha ido?
Espectacular.
¿Te encuentras más relajada?
Mucho más.
Bien, perfecto.